third generation team, and the fourth generation was onboarding. And then I had the pleasure to work with Sunil Bharti Mittal, the first generation entrepreneur. Working with the first generation entrepreneur, living a life of a first generation entrepreneur, or being a first generation entrepreneur. What does that require? We have heard words. Around 4 years ago when I said that I'm going to quit Bharti Airtel and start on my own, a friend of mine, the moment I placed a call on him, he said, "Welcome to hell." Actually, who's been through this process, he knows the pains that one goes through winning the first customer, getting the first round of initial funding, getting to be able to pay the salary check of the employees, finding that talent. Only a courageous can do it. Only the one who's so passionate about that idea. It is just not these words. These words has a meaning around it. You will face tough situations in that particular business every day. Every day you will need and you will take a decision. Step back, I've come to a wrong choice. I made a wrong choice. What am I doing? My friends who are working in corporates, they are earning salaries, they're going in cars, I'm still in metro, they are upgrading their cars, they're getting married and everything else, and here I am struggling to make my initial monies even to survive. The pains of initial years or even post that will always be there. Only courageous, and the person who has a deep rooted thought that he is going to solve a real problem of ours. We come across problems every day. Only a few of us actually try to convert them into business. In entrepreneur, we say he has to be a genius. Now, what is the genius part of it? He has to be able to see, observe things around us, and should be able to capture mega opportunities that if I solve this opportunity or this particular problem, it will translate into a mega opportunity. And then go after it. One can keep giving examples. Since I've talked about Airtel, let me give one first example from Sunil Mittal's life itself. 1992, young entrepreneur who was only making plain old telephones. Somebody told him that if you're going to launch a mobile service, please get a market research done. How much is going to be the market size? This is what is taught to us in management schools. He got a market research done from a reputed group of consultants, and the report came that the market potential for mobile in Delhi is only 5,000 customers. He was about to launch the services at that time. What could have he done? One, sold it out, the license, and walked away. Second, he just happened to put that report in his drawer and never spoke to anybody. If you have the conviction, if you have a belief, nothing can deter you. Similarly, let me talk about Indian entrepreneurs consistently today. Sanjeev Bikhchandani, all of you would have heard and met him in Delhi. He is the head of Naukri. The first time he went for, when he was going through the rounds of fundraising after 10 years of struggle, means 1990s to 2000, and still he was going around to raise money for his venture. He will present to people like us his business plan, and they'll ask him, what is the market size of the newspaper ads that come in? And everybody talked about the market size is 40 crores, 60 crores. So you are trying to take a pie of a 40 crore or 60 crore market. And that you're taking that online. That's all. You're taking the jobs online. In that, such a small market, sorry, we are not going to fund it. But the person, he believed, he had the conviction. He continued with it. Today, we all know that it is valued close to $2 billion in market cap, the InfoEdge company. Alongside comes the, so if you're able to identify a noble idea. Today, how we go about identifying that noble idea, or what is the thesis? Every fund, every investor has its own thesis. UNS Angel Fund has identified a thesis of that everybody of us Today, around 200 million of us are on mobile, surfing internet on our smartphones or on our tablets and desktops. This population is going to be close to 600 to 700 million by the turn of this decade. I've seen the revolution of mobile in the early 2000s. Did participate in that actively. Today is the time to participate in the internet revolution, internet that is in our pocket. Any information that you need today, you actually smartphone it. You don't Google it anymore. That's the life. If the computer, the mini computer, or the full computer is in our pocket, which has the location, which has your social network, which has everything. Even most of us have started doing credit activities from there. We start making payments from there. If that's the power of that particular equipment, each one of you are going to create businesses around it, which we will never be able to imagine. When we look for ideas, when we look for thoughts, some people say, have you a theory as your next angel fund as to where exactly would you be investing? No. We believe our entrepreneurs are going to be smarter than us. They are the genius. They will come up with a problem that we would have never conceptualized. I cannot make a thesis. We can only keep a broad thesis that this is the kind of businesses, that technology-enabled businesses is what we are looking forward to invest in. But idea has to come in from you. The pain has to be understood by you. You should be able to give next 20 years to that particular idea relentlessly without even thinking and say, yes, I'm going to build particular that idea. And that's how we will engage with you. So it is this part of it. Another company, Just Dial, similar example, 1994. He conceptualized the Ask Me service that you can call on the mobile and or on the phone, and you'll get the service that you need. Today, he's a $2 billion company, but until 2006, it took 12 years for him to get the reasonable amount of funding. He failed twice prior to that, prior to 2006. He became a sannyasi. He became a yogi in the early years of 2000 for 6 months. But he realized that his mind is to solve this problem. Luckily, when he came back in 2003-04 to do the activity, mobile was penetrating, and the SMSing, India was SMSing, and hence, he could deliver that service at 1/10 the cost that he was operating in. Once you have an idea, what trait do we look for in you? Are you risk takers? Do we want you to be risk takers? Risk takers are normally gamblers. We want an entrepreneur to be taking a calculated risk. What is that calculated risk means? The person who's evaluating and is going to put money behind, he's only going to put just the sufficient money behind for the returns that he's expecting from that particular idea. If that idea is not working, this entrepreneur is smart enough to pivot. That means he will conceptualize and listen to the customers again and rework on that particular idea. Let me give an example of InMobi. InMobi is another billion-dollar company, which is the global leader out of India, out of Mumbai, in advertising, delivering advertising on mobile phones. 2006, fellow members of Mumbai Angels funded him. The project was, the product was M-Khoj. M-Khoj was searching for services through SMS. Within 2 years, he's buried all the money that we had put in behind him, and he came back. He says, no, this is not working out. This is not going to be a billion-dollar baby. Let me think of something else around it. That's the time came up with the mobile advertising platform. Today, after being an example of quality and execution, we all know that he is delivering the maximum number of advertisement anywhere in the world on the mobile. These are the big examples that I normally keep, you're aware of. Let me talk of an executive that we funded few years back, 2 years back. He was just a fresh passed IIT graduate, no MBA degree. And he saw that in Delhi, when he came, that there are advertisements on auto rickshaws. He says, why can't there be advertisement on taxis? Okay. started going around meeting the taxiwalas, and that's one taxiwala said, please go to the Mumbai Transport Authority. There is, they are trying to open a call center taxi service, and they will give you the right to advertise. In India, as it is, it took 3 years for him to get the license procured out there. But 3 years under debt, personal loans, gold loans, whatever else loans that one can think of, but he happened to get the license. The day he got the license, he got the funding from us. Why? Because this guy had demonstrated some skills, and he had come out with a solution which is 1/10 the cost of Ola cabs or Taxi for Sure today. If it is 1/10 of a cost, we know Indian drivers, Indian communities, the drivers who cannot afford to pay 5,000 to 10,000 rupees for onboarding and becoming a taxi service provider will definitely come to him. It is going to be winning formula in years to come by. We don't know today. But yes, it is something different that we're looking at. I have lots to talk, but let me just leave it with the last thought. When we look for entrepreneurs, we look at what drives him. Is it motivation? What motivates him? It is recognition. Is it money? It is power. It is ego. What is it? There has to be some driver. Because 95% of our Indian entrepreneurs, sadly, are lifestyle businessmen. Now, what is a lifestyle businessman or a lifestyle business? A lifestyle business is the one, the moment you get your first $1 million sales, the moment you get your Mercedes, you bought your house, you got your club membership, you've got a golf membership, you have got everything around, you're a satisfied person. If you were there out to change the world, you're not going to be satisfied even if a company's valuation is $1 billion. You were not there for making money. You wanted to make a change. If you're going to be getting into business tomorrow and starting a business, please have a hunger. That when you seeded the seed of starting that business, let that be there for the rest of the life. Don't get satisfied with some simple things. With that, let me tell you, in the startup ecosystem, when 2 years ago, 3 years, 4 years ago, I conceptualized to launch UNS Angel Fund, I had to look at, is the environment ready for India to have entrepreneurs and supporting entrepreneurs? The first parameter was whether people like you will have mentors like this to be approachable, coming over and sharing their wisdom and knowledge with you. So this is the one good thing that has happened. Second, are there people who are going to share part of their capital for startups? Now, they are, at least I can say in India, 1,000+ angel investors who are investing in venture funds like us or startups like us. There is an ecosystem that you can get funding from professionals like us without going through the banking channels and other aspects. So there is an ecosystem, one. Lastly, the most beautiful part. I used to celebrate that I started my career in 1990s in a free, independent, economic independent India. Actually, you are even more fortunate. Free economy with a wonderful governance is what you are stepping into. Make the most of it. Let me tell you, nobody is going to hold you back. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your affable words. Well, I would again like to give a brief about Mr. Sunil Kumar Goel. Mr. Sunil Kumar Goel currently runs Your Nest Angel Fund, an early stage venture fund. He conceptualized and founded it in 2011. Prior to this, he has won recognition for playing instrumental roles in well-known businesses like Bharti Group and Dabur. As a leader, he has actively transformational change and strong proponent of positivity at workplace. He has led organizations and been in positions of importance as COO